Picture this, an old man, weathered like the desert itself, sitting alone in a beat-up bar in northern Arizona, the kind of place where the air smells like stale beer and regret. His name's Jack Sullivan, 86 years old, frail as a whisper but with eyes that hold a lifetime of grit. He's just trying to sip his whiskey in peace, but trouble's got a way of finding folks who don't go looking for it. It's a chilly November night in 2025, the kind where the wind howls like it's got something to prove. Jack's at a corner table in Rusty's Tavern, a dive off a lonesome highway near Flagstaff, where neon buzzes and the jukebox hums some forgotten Merle Haggard tune. His hands, knotted with arthritis, cradle a glass, and on his head sits a faded army cap, green, worn, stitched with pride from his days as a sergeant in Vietnam. To the regulars, he's just another old-timer, blending into the woodwork, nursing his drink, maybe chasing ghosts. But Jack's no stranger to battles some fought in jungles, some in the quiet of his own heart since his wife, Clara, passed 3 years back. Tonight, he's not here for memories. He just wants a moment's warmth in a world that's grown cold. The bar's alive with clinking glasses, pool balls cracking, and the low hum of folks unwinding. Then the door swings open, and in walk 3 guys, young, loud, and full of the kind of swagger that comes from too much booze and too little sense. The ringleader, Cody Baxter, is built like a linebacker gone soft, with a snake tattoo curling up his neck and a smirk that screams trouble. He's in his late 20s, the kind of guy who thinks he owns every room he walks into, a local hotshot who makes a living pushing people around literally and figuratively. Word around town is Cody's been stirring up grief, strong-arming folks into selling land to a shady developer he's tied to, the kind who wants to turn this stretch of desert into strip malls. Jack's little plot of land, left to him by Clara, happens to be one they've got their eyes on. That's no coincidence. Cody spots Jack's cap, and his eyes light up like he's found a new toy. "Yo, check out Grandpa's hat." He sneers, loud enough to make his buddies 2 weaselly guys named Derek and Shane cackle like hyenas. Jack doesn't bite. He's faced worse than loudmouths. He sips his whiskey, slow and steady, his gaze fixed on the glass like it's telling him a story. But Cody's not one to let a quiet man stay quiet. He struts over, plants a meaty hand on Jack's table, and leans in close, his breath reeking of cheap beer. "What's with the costume, old-timer? You playing soldier or something?" Jack looks up, his eyes calm but sharp, like a blade honed by years. "Ain't a costume, kid," he says, voice low, steady. "It's who I am." Cody laughs, a mean, barking sound, and flicks the cap off Jack's head. It hits the floor, skidding into a puddle of spilled beer. The bar goes quiet, the kind of quiet that feels like the air's holding its breath. Jack freezes, not out of fear, but because that cap's more than clot-hit sat with him through Clara's chemo, through nights when the nightmares came, through every moment he felt the weight of his years. To Cody, it's a prop. To Jack, it's his honor. "Pick it up," Jack says, voice still soft but with an edge now, like a warning shot. Cody grins, all teeth, and shoves Jack hard. The old man tumbles backward, chair clattering, his body hitting the sticky floor with a thud that echoes louder than the jukebox. Gasps ripple through the crowd. Pain shoots through Jack's hip, his breath catches, but he grits his teeth, palms pressing against the floor as he starts to rise. Cody looms over him, laughing. "Stay down, Pops. You're done." The bartender, a tough woman named Ellie with gray streaks in her hair, grips the counter, her knuckles white. She mutters, "Cody, you're a damn fool." But her voice Shikesh seen Cody's crew intimidate folks before, and nobody crosses them. The regulars, a mix of truckers and locals, stare at their drinks, their boots, anywhere but Jack. Silence, the kind that's heavier than words, settles over the room. Jack stands, slow but sure, dusting off his jacket, retrieving his cap. He sets it back on his head, deliberate, like he's placing a crown. "You got no idea who you're messing with, son," he says, voice cutting through the quiet like a knife. Cody raises a fist, daring him to keep talking, but Jack doesn't flinch. Instead, he turns, walks to the door, each step heavy with purpose. He steps into the night, leaving Cody crowing like he's won something. But the regulars? They're not cheering. They're ashamed, and they know it. Outside, Jack leans against the brick wall, the neon sign buzzing above him. His chest heaves, not just from the fall, but from the weight of it all. Clara's voice in his head, telling him to keep his cool. The faces of buddies who didn't make it back from Nam. The kids like Cody who think freedom's a free pass to be a jerk. He's fought for this country, bled for it, lost friends for it. And now some punk thinks he can knock that away? Not tonight. Jack pulls out an old flip phone, hands trembling not from age, but from a fire he hasn't felt in years. He scrolls, finds a name, Ray Carver. He hits call. One ring, and a gravelly voice answers. Jack, you good, brother? Jack's voice cracks, just a bit. Got disrespected tonight, Ray. Bad. Ain't looking for a fight, but I can't let this slide. A pause, then Ray's voice, steady as stone. Where you at? Jack gives the name Rusty's Tavern. Ray doesn't ask more. 20 minutes, he says, and the line goes dead. Back inside, Cody's holding court, clinking bottles with Derek and Shane, reenacting the shove like it's a damn Super Bowl highlight. Did you see his face? Like a kicked dog, he brags, and his buddies howl. Ellie shakes her head, muttering, You're gonna regret this, Cody. He just laughs harder. But there's a shift in the air, a prickle on the back of everyone's neck. Outside, a low rumble starts, faint at first, like distant thunder. Nobody notices music's too loud, Cody's too full of himself. But it grows, a steady growl, tires on asphalt, engines syncing up like a war drum. A woman by the window, a trucker named Maria, squints into the dark. Y'all hear that? She whispers. Cody waves it off, but his smirk twitches. The rumble turns to a roar, shaking the glasses on the shelves. Ellie steps back, eyes wide. Through the grimy windows, headlights flare, dozens of them, a wall of light slicing through the night. Motorcycles, not just a few, but a damn army of them, chrome glinting, leather catching the neon glow. The Hell's Vets, a biker crew of ex-soldiers, roll into the lot, parking in tight formation. At their front is Ray Carver, a bear of a man with a salt and pepper beard and eyes like steel. He cuts his engine, steps off, and scans the bar's sign. With a nod, his crew over 100 strong dismounts, boots hitting gravel like a battle line forming. Inside, Cody's laugh dies. Derek and Shane exchange looks, their beers forgotten. The door creaks open, and Ray steps in, his presence sucking the air out of the room. He's not here for a brawl. You can see it in the way he carries himself, like a man who's seen enough fights to know they don't fix everything. Behind him, the Hell's Vets file in, their jackets emblazoned with patches from wars fought and brothers lost. The bar feels like it's shrinking, the walls closing in as 100+ bikers surround Cody's table. Cody tries to play it cool, but his voice cracks. What the hell's this? Ray ignores him, his eyes finding Jack, who slipped back inside, cap still on, standing tall. You okay, brother? Ray asks, voice soft but heavy. Jack nods. I am now. Ray turns to Cody, stepping so close their boots nearly touch. The room holds its breath. You pushed an old man, Ray says, low and steady. But not just any old man. This man's my brother. He fought for this country, bled for it, while you were still crying for your mama. Cody tries to laugh, but it's weak, like air leaking from a tire. It was just a joke, man. Ray's eyes narrow. A joke? That cap you knocked off? Men died for what it stands for. The jukebox clicks off, like the night itself wants to hear this. Jack steps forward, his voice quiet but piercing. I didn't call my brothers here for blood, he says, looking at Cody, then at the crowd. I called them to show you something. You think age makes a man weak? Every ache, every scar, every damn limp I got, it's proof I fought battles so you could stand here acting a fool. His words hit like a punch, no fists needed. Cody's face flushes, his swagger crumbling under the weight of 100 stares. Ellie, wiping her hands on her apron, speaks up, voice shaky but firm. I should have stopped him, Jack. I'm sorry. Jack looks at her, his eyes kind but tired. Wasn't your fight, Ellie. But silent sight's a choice too. The regulars shift, guilt written on their faces. A guy by the pool table, a quiet mechanic named Tom, steps forward. You deserved better, Jack, he mutters, head down. Jack just nods, a faint smile breaking through. Ain't about what I deserve. It's about what we learn. Cody mumbles, I'm sorry, barely audible, his head bowed. Jack studies him, then nods. You'll remember tonight, son. Not cause you got away, but cause you learned respect. Ray releases Cody's collar, stepping back. The bikers part, a silent path to the door. Cody and his crew slink out. No swagger left. Their car peeling off into the desert. The bar exhales, the tension breaking like a fever. As the night rolls on, the vibe shifts. The Hell's Vets order drinks, share stories of wars and roads, their laughter filling the smoky air. A young guy, maybe 25, approaches Jack, clutching a beer. "My dad was in Desert Storm," he says, voice thick. "Never got to thank him before he passed. But, thank you, sir." Jack's eyes glisten. "Live good, kid. That's how you thank him." Ellie pours rounds for the bikers, her fear gone, replaced by something like awe. Even the silent regulars start talking, offering Jack handshakes, quiet apologies. He takes it all with grace, no ego, just a man who's kept his heart soft despite the world's sharp edges. At midnight, the bar's mostly bikers now, the neon light softer, the air almost holy. Ray sits across from Jack, his leather creaking. "Shoulda called sooner, brother," he says, half scolding, half warm. Jack chuckles. "Didn't want to bother you." Ray shakes his head. "Family ain't a bother." They sit quiet, their bond deeper than words. Two old soldiers, different wars, same scars. By dawn, the bikers ride off, engines fading into the pink desert sky. Ellie steps outside, watching them go. "I'll never forget this," she whispers. Jack adjusts his cap, staring at the horizon. "Me neither." For him, it's not about winning, it's about standing up, about showing that dignity, at 86, still matters. In the weeks that follow, the story spreads like wildfire. Locals can't stop talking. A punk messed with an old vet, and the Hell's Vets rolled in like thunder. Jack's life stays quiet, coffee on his porch, visits to Clara's grave, but folks in town start nodding to him. Kids whispering about the old soldier with an army of bikers. Cody, meanwhile, changes. The memory of those eyes, Jack's words, it sticks. He quits the bottle, takes a job fixing cars, starts looking people in the eye instead of pushing them around. Months later, at a gas station, he sees Jack. Their eyes lock. Cody freezes, guilt flooding back, but Jack just nods, a small smile. No grudge, just acknowledgement. And for Cody, that's enough to keep him on the straight path. On Jack's 87th birthday, the roar returns. Ray and the Hell's Vets pull up with a cake, Sarge scrawled in icing. Jack laughs, tears in his eyes, as they sing loud enough to wake the stars. For a moment, he's not an old man, has a brother, a leader, proof that respect can change a man, a bar, a town. As the bikes fade into the night, Jack sits on his porch, cap in hand, whispering to Clara, to his lost brothers, to anyone still fighting battles nobody sees. "Respect," he says, voice soft but sure. "It's what keeps us alive." What do you think? Did Jack do the right thing calling in his brothers? Or should he have let it go? Was Cody's apology enough? Or does respect demand more? Drop a comment, share your thoughts, and if this hit you like it hit me, give it a like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Let's keep these stories alive.